could be released from prison within hours. Cosby served more than 2 years of a 3 to 10-year sentence, convicted of drugging and molesting Temple University employee Andrea Constand. Ron Allen has been covering this case from the very beginning. Ron, why was the conviction vacated?
Throughout this entire process, Cosby had complained that the other accusers, other than Andrea Constand, were allowed to testify at his trial. You remember the first trial ended in a deadlocked hung jury. One woman was allowed to testify. In the second trial, there were 5 other so-called prior bad acts that were explored by the prosecutors. 5 other women who had accused him of similar sexual assault. The prosecutors justified this by saying that they were trying to show that there was a pattern, that he had treated women the same way, that he essentially had befriended or become a mentor for some young performers and then started seeing them, and then at some point this became a romantic relationship, and that he allegedly drugged them and sexually assaulted them in some way. The Supreme Court is now saying that that's unfair, essentially, to have these other witnesses testify. This is central to many cases that have been part of the Me Too movement. The Harvey Weinstein case, there were 4 other women who were allowed to testify in his case as well. So while this pertains to only the case of Bill Cosby in Pennsylvania, it could have far-reaching implications, because the basic principle here that Cosby argued, and apparently successfully, before the Supreme Court, is that he should have been tried only based on what happened in the Andrea Constand's matter that was before the court. That the jury could not and should not have heard other testimony from other women about other things that he had done. There was also a deposition that had been sealed as a result of a civil suit that Constance had brought against Cosby. The judge in the criminal case against Cosby allowed that deposition to be unsealed, even though there was an agreement Cosby maintained with the prior prosecutor that it would remain confidential and secret. So basically, Cosby's argument throughout this whole thing has been he wasn't treated fairly, that he was that other witnesses were allowed to testify that didn't pertain to this particular case. And it appears, I'm still reading through the decision, through the opinions, but it appears the Supreme Court agreed with that basic principle.
All right.